I am Dominic Skavnak. I am a University of St. Thomas law student. I'm an infantry officer in the Minnesota Army National Guard and a veteran of the wars in Afghanistan and Syria.
A salute to veterans in need of restorative justice. It's an issue that is close to my heart. My father served in the Navy in the South Pacific on a destroyer. My father lived a long and fruitful life, but he knew others who he served with who did not fare as well as he did. In his honor and in the honor of all the people who served with him, I salute you for the work that you're doing, and I'm so grateful to be even a small part of today's festivities. Thank you so much.
My brother Tom and I served together as enlisted infantrymen in Vietnam in 1968. We experienced the horrors of combat and the painful aftermath. Many of our friends and fellow veterans brought their wars home with them. Last year, I joined with the Council on Criminal Justice to launch the Veterans Justice Commission, including Veterans Treatment Courts. We recruited Brock Hunter and Ryan Else, co-founders of the Veterans Defense Project, who have long advocated for their fellow veterans in the justice system and who helped draft and lead passage of Minnesota's legislation to serve as advisors to this commission. They work together with other experts from across the country to craft a model policy as well. That model policy, embodied in the Veterans Justice Act, provides an array of intervention options for veterans across a wide range of criminal offenses. The Veterans Defense Project will be playing a key role in the years ahead, helping to spread the word about the Veterans Justice Act.
This, more than anything else, warms my heart. Our veterans are working for us, and this is the very little that we can do to work for them.
We need alternative sentencing because while veterans courts are amazing, 86% of our counties in America do not have a veterans treatment court. My dream would be that if eventually every state would pass the Veterans Justice Act and every county would have a veterans treatment court.
Colonel Reyes, you've built a mentor program down in Tampa that is nationally recognized. Actually, the only mentor program I've heard of outside of the state of Minnesota.
I said, Judge, I didn't come here for a job. I came here for a cause. I came here for a mission. That was August 15th, 2013. In the 10 years, we've graduated over 1,000 veterans, and we have around a 90% graduation rate and single-digit recidivism rate.
Most veterans come home from their service stronger and wiser and immediate assets to their communities. But some, and a significant percentage, have always brought their war home with them in the form of invisible injuries we today call post-traumatic stress, traumatic brain injury, and other conditions that, if untreated, very often lead them into the criminal justice system. When given a proper opportunity, couched with accountability and the proper kind of treatment, even veterans who committed some pretty serious offenses are redeemable, can get the help they need, and can be not just assets, but super assets to the communities that they risk their lives to protect. For us, the Veterans Justice Act it embodies the Minnesota statute, but it even improves on it in many ways.
You were surrounded by 8 heavily armed cops. That came after 12 deployments around the world. And as the judge put it, more demons than you could handle.
At that point, there won't be a flag across my casket when I die. I've just dishonored my creed, the Ranger Creed, the NCO Creed, all the values that I have stood for as a soldier. And I started thinking, then what's the point of living? And I don't want to live like this anymore anyway.
But you didn't do it. Why?
Maybe I could get through this thing, and it was better to live than to have my son bury me.
You were very lucky because a number of factors worked together to save your life and your future, right? The first thing was that the cops knew that they were responding to a veteran in crisis. Right. Yep. There was a veteran cop there. So they were very judicious in how they handled your situation.
Right.
You didn't pull the trigger, which was the most important thing. You didn't provoke them beyond the state that you were in.
Correct.
The judge could have put you away for a very long time, but he didn't. He used his bench authority.
Yes.
He saw your distinguished record, and he ordered you into therapy.
Right.
So many different things happened.
Become a social worker, become a mental health provider, the battle continues to get warriors out of those ditches, out of those dungeons, out of their basements, and get them to want to stay alive, a new mission was given to me. It was meeting with Brock, asking to get my record expunged when he said, "Nah, man, you got to tell this story." And I didn't even think about it, and to realize that I could give back.
And you're a therapist today?
I am a therapist. I am currently completing my proposal in my dissertation.
Travis,
Yes.
Hector was lucky. You know, he lived to tell his story. But your father, Bill Kovitz, was not so lucky.
So a week before my father had committed suicide, he had reached out to me and all three of my brothers asking us to listen to a new country music song by Rascal Flatts called My Wish. Very enthusiastic about it, which was, I don't know, just seemed a little bit odd at the time. But the song basically is about giving more than you take and helping out others. And so I wanted to turn this situation into something positive.
And Dan, you're an 18-year veteran of the Minnesota National Guard, and like Hector, you're also a combat veteran deployed 2009 to Iraq. And so much so that you have now been brought into a supervisory role to address veteran suicides. From your experience, what do you see are the biggest gaps in the system?
The biggest barrier that we found, and I think maybe some vets here can identify with this, is shame. I came back, others didn't. I'm fine, help somebody else.
It is the soldier, not the reporter, that has given us freedom of the press. It is the soldier, not the clergyman, that has given us freedom of religion. It is the soldier, not the poet, that has given us freedom of speech. It is the soldier, not the campus organizer, that has given us the freedom to demonstrate. It is the soldier, not the lawyer, that has given us the right to a fair trial. It is the soldier who follows the flag into battle, who salutes the flag, whose coffin is draped by the flag. It is the soldier. It has always been the soldier.